Hi, g'day, it's Phil from PT Precision here again. I haven't done too many more videos on iLoads. We get these all the time, yeah, so it's about diagnosing it correctly. This is another one. He's come from way up the coast somewhere, Cessnock or something. But anyway, again, we're like the third mechanic to look at it. He's had a few different guys do a few bits and pieces to it. One, this I have not seen this, but someone's put an electronic vacuum pump on it. So obviously there's a problem with the original vacuum pump on the back of the engine here. These vacuum pumps, they need to work correctly because they operate the wastegate for the turbo, right? So we can see, you know, we hook up a whole heap of analog gauges and stuff. We've got half of the stuff disconnected now, but I thought I might just video it. You can't really see it. They've got an electric pump down there. We're going to get rid of that pump. It's not adequate to keep the solid vacuum pressure on it. It's only keeping about 14 inches of mercury on it, where it needs to be 19, 20 constant, so it can actually operate these wastegates on the turbo. Plus, you've also got a problem with the diaphragm. Hi, g'day, it's Phil from PT Precision Automotive again. I haven't put too many videos up lately. It's always the same sort of stuff, so I don't know if you get bored of it or whatever. But anyway, so another Hyundai iLoad, it's got 270,000 k's, 2010 model? Yeah, 2010. So we're like, again, generally rule of thumb for us is you guys are looking at these YouTube videos and seeing it, and we're like the third or fourth mechanic to then work on your car. So this guy's had it to multiple mechanics, they've done different things to it. It's just about, I'm not going to give them shit because most of them are petrol mechanics, not diesel mechanics. I was a petrol mechanic, you know, so we've learned over the years diesels, but they've replaced things that didn't need to be replaced or tried to fix things they thought they could fix, bypassing something else. So on this one, I haven't seen this one before, but what they've done is put an electric vacuum pump on the car to help with the brakes, I would presume, right? So these have got a mechanical pump on the back of the cylinder head. We know they're a bit of an issue every now and then. They are, and you can tell by the brake pedal. It's just knowledge here. So when you get to know some cars, they're all a little bit different. But so what they've done is they've put an electric vacuum pump on it. Now vacuum should be 19, 20 inches of mercury on it. So we run our analog gauges. We've had other gauges on your boost control, trying to see what's going on. So that's not adequate. That pump is not adequate enough to help the brake booster. So two pumps of the brakes and the brake pedal goes hard because it drops the brake boost down to about 10 inches of mercury. So there's not enough help from the vacuum to apply the brakes. But in saying that, they've just got that electric pump to run the brake booster, and they're still running the turbo diaphragms off the original boost pump, a vacuum pump on the back of the head. So that's obviously an issue, and it's actually not producing enough vacuum either. It's producing about 15 inches of mercury, 14, 15, to control the turbo diaphragm. So, pull it all out, get rid of all that, go back to the basics. We're going to have to put a vacuum pump in this to help that'll actually help the turbo increase pressure in the manifold, because the manifold's not boosting up enough either. So we've had gauges in here. We're halfway sort of through diagnosing this one. We've got scan tools on it, checking them out. So scan tools picked up also the injectors on here. Number 4 particularly, injector is overfueling. So there's problems with the injectors. We could pull these out and bench test them. We've got all the equipment to test them. But really, by the time you price all that, I think he's up for new injectors. It's got 270,000 k's this thing. New injectors, new rocket cover gaskets leaking, suction control valve, vacuum pump, and then reassess that. And needs a battery as well. It's not cranking fast enough. There's all these things you can do, but he's already spent thousands and thousands of dollars doing wrong things. Now we've got to tell him it's thousands, but I can sort of pretty much, I'm never going to give anyone a 100% guarantee, because it's a work in progress, but I'm pretty fucking confident that that'll fix it. And the thing drive like bloody brand new car again. So anyway, thought I'd show another one of these. We've got heaps of these videos on. I don't put them all up because they're just repetitive to me, but anyway, something about it. Just got to do your diagnosis first and spend a bit of time and effort just assessing the whole engine and how it drives and what the customer's complaint is and how he's seeing the issue with the engine. Anyway, should be all good. Okay, so Emma's got this more than half stripped down now. Got all the injectors out. New vacuum pump on now, so because we've got to go ahead for everything. So we'll get rid of. Emma, have you pulled the electric vacuum pump out? No, it's still down in here, so got to get to that yet and pull that out, put it back to how it originally was. So the injectors, there's a vacuum pump there, sits on the back of the cylinder head, so a bit of a mongrel to get to, but better with the rocket cover off. The injectors were seized in, as per usual. Not as hard as what I've seen, but all the carbon built up, they were leaking. A whole lot of them were leaking, so except for one, but without specialised tools, I mean, we've got a lot of them here, but we've got some basic ones here too, which actually ended up getting these ones out. I didn't have to go the whole hog on the hydraulic, but that's about it at the moment. It was about halfway through, a bit more, so it's looking good. Okay, so this thing's finished now and fixed, put back to standard. We've had to get rid of the other person's work. So vacuum pump on the back there. We've now got a really good constant brake pedal, which is great. We've got boost pressure back correctly, and we've got correct fuel trims as well. So new injectors, new vacuum pump,
suction control.
New suction control valve. That's the other thing we put on, just for maintenance, basically preventative maintenance of the suction control valve. New fuel filters and air filters. Clean the air mass meter. A few other bits and pieces that we do. Right, we go. We'll take it for a drive. Yeah. So he had no power, or lack of power, and not running real well. Yeah. The other things on this thing is that the thing goes well. To me, is that it needs a new battery in here, but it's not. That's not. We're not doing that. Like, he does his bit of his own work. This guy. So. There we go, it's beautiful. No noises, no nothing, great, constant power. It's awesome, yeah? This thing, so I would recommend to him too, do an oil and filter change, but I'd also pull the sump off, clean the strainer, but it adds money, yeah? This is not a cheap job. You know, prices do fluctuate with the gear and over the years, but it's still not a cheap job, and you've got to have the correct tooling to try and attempt this, particularly if you get to a situation and those injectors are stuck in. They can be a nightmare. I've got plenty of videos on those, and I've done plenty of others without videoing them also, but this guy's come a long way to get this fixed. We've fixed it. It's pretty straightforward for us, not a problem. Oh, it's got a good boy, got great power. I'm not going to flog it anyway, so that's good, not a problem. Yeah, hope that helps. So there you go.